I feel like this is so low. What the heck? We're gonna make it work. All right, let's let YouTube do its thing. It takes forever to people get in here. YouTube always like alerting people 1 minute after somebody's on live. All right, so now it's working. Hey, y'all. I was sitting here waiting on y'all because I swear it does not alert you or give you like everybody's comment until like 1 minute after I press go live. It's so weird, but it's not like in perfect real time. It's like maybe 10-15 second delay, 30-second delay, maybe. So sometimes I read like y'all's comments like after the fact because it just takes some time to get to me. Hey, everybody. Thank you. Thanks for the compliments, y'all. I love the natural look. Thank you. I was not even like supposed to have this hair today, but I was supposed to get my hair done. I was supposed to get like something. I might get my hair done tomorrow, but I kind of like, I really, really like what I did today. I usually don't have a natural hairstyle that works. So for me to do my natural hair and I like the whole turnout is like, you know what I'm saying? I got to get my snaps in. So I actually did record myself doing this just because I'm like, well, if it turned out good, don't you want to have like proof? So I did record that. I'm working with a company for some hair products. So that'll probably be out in the next few weeks or so. But yeah, thank you guys for the compliments on that. We're about 2 minutes in. So y'all know how my lives are. I kind of just start off with, random Q&A for the first, 5 to 10 minutes. So y'all can ask whatever questions and then we'll get into our topics. This is kind of spur of the moment. Every single time I go live, trust me, it's like never planned. It'd be like planned maybe every so often. Excuse me, but it's like never really like planned. Like today I'm like, well, it's Friday. You don't really have anything to do. You did your hair. I put on a little bit of makeup and I was just like, let me test this red lipstick because I'm going to a boat party on Sunday in Cleveland for the holiday. So I'm like, I really wanted to wear red lipstick because obviously everyone's going to be wearing white. So I'm like, let me test myself in these like lipsticks. So I know y'all are going to ask, but to be honest, I'm still trying to figure out like which of these to use. I got the Ruby Kisses Red Matte. I don't even know. This is an extreme coral. Remember that episode of SpongeBob when he said coral blue? When he said coral blue 42? I can't remember what he said, but that I love SpongeBob. He said my coral blue 42, whatever it was called. Watch somebody make an alcohol called that. And I also have the Ruby Kisses in the liquid lipstick. This one is in Wildfire. And then I have this one that's from Sephora. I don't even know if they still make this. The Sephora where I live is discontinued. Like we don't even have a Sephora anymore. I think everything got moved to like Ulta. So yeah, I don't even know where I could have possibly bought this because I don't even go to Sephora like that. But someone said you should try the Maybelline Ultimate. Hold on now, let me look this up. Ultimate in the dark brown shades. Love it. And it's brown girl. Okay, you got me at brown girl friendly right there. So that was Maybelline. Let me even look that up. But yeah, that's kind of the update. I did, like I said, I filmed myself doing my hair earlier. Like the whole washing process, the products I used, blow drying technique, as well as like just how I curled it a little bit. I didn't like show myself actually like styling it. I just showed like a little bit of the curling because I didn't know how it was going to turn out. And you know how sometimes you're just doing your hair and you just keep going, like you thought you were just going to stop at wash and blow dry, but you're like, let me throw it up. And then you thought you were going to stop at throw it up. And you're like, let me add a little curl. That's basically what I did. So, okay, yep, they got this Maybelline color. Boom. I'm going to go to Ulta tomorrow morning and see if I can like find a good red because this is cool, but I'm looking for something more like, I don't know. But you know, like every Black girl has like their red shade for their lips, just way like every Black girl has their blonde shade that looks good on them. So I've been trying to like experiment a little bit more, step out of my comfort zone, put myself out there. So Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Let me get to y'all's questions. Let me scroll back up a little bit and see what y'all said. Vaughn said, "Hey girl, how are you mentally?" I'm doing way better. I took some time to kind of like really look within myself and see like what makes me happy, what goals do I have, what I want to do. There was somebody who emailed me from the last stream that I did and with like some therapy resources. So I did look into that. I finally, I just turned 26 a month ago. Well, it's September, 2 months ago now. So I got kicked off of my parents' insurance. So I finally got my own insurance, finally. So now I can like, go and get therapy and all this stuff. So that's kind of like the next step that I've been in with like mental health and just kind of like mentally preparing myself or mentally investing into myself, I should say. Let's see what else y'all said. Oh, it keeps going too fast. Sorry, y'all, if I miss you. How's your doggy? He's really good. I don't have him right now. But my parents will be traveling soon. So while they are away on their trip, I'm probably gonna have him for a few weeks. So I'm happy about that. Let's see. Ruby Woo by Mac is still my fave. See, that was the girl back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I remember all the YouTube tutorials on Ruby Woo. I feel like when Mac used to drop a lipstick back in the day, it was like the equivalent to like your favorite rapper dropping a new album. Like when Mac used to drop lipsticks, just drop my lipstick. But I remember the Ruby Woo when that came out. But see, I don't even know where to get Mac. Maybe I have to go to like a department store like Dillard's or Macy's or whatever. And I think we have Dillard's at the mall where I'm at. So I'm gonna try that tomorrow too, because the Ulta and the department stores are kind of all in the same section. This hair is like not symmetrical, but I did like one side and I took a break, and then I did this side. Yeah, so I'll check that out because I always wanted it, but back in the day I couldn't afford no $17, $18 lipstick. I remember I bought, which one did I buy? The Candy Yum Yum. Remember when Candy Yum Yum came out? I bought it. I saved up all my little money, bought it. And I remember it came to my house. I'm like, oh, I really can't wait. Because, back then it was like, is it Black girl friendly? And so I saw other girls wear it because I was watching their YouTube and stuff. And they were like, line it with a dark purple. The Candy Yum Yum was like a bright pink. I'm trying to see if I have a picture of myself in it from like back in the day. I remember wearing it. And then I think in 11th grade physics class or chemistry, I can't remember, but I wore it to school one day. And I remember this girl named Mel, we're actually still friends. She was just like, your lipstick looks so good. Only you could pull that off, And I just remember her complimenting me on it. So I remember that lipstick. I think I was wearing it in this picture. This is my senior year cheerleading banquet. I still look exactly the same, but I didn't line it. So it kind of was given like that literally 2013, 2014 look back then. I'm trying to I know I had a better picture of it, but it's going to be hard for me to find. I think I was wearing it in this one too. This is me and my sister. We had cheer. We were at a cheer competition. So I think I was wearing it there. I probably did. So that was back in the day, though. I think I still look exactly the same. No, this was literally, I was 17, maybe. I think so in this picture. This says December 6, 2014. Yeah, so I was 17 in that picture. But yeah, I wish I could find that picture of the lipstick, but it'll come up. But here it is. This was the day. But I did not line it. It was just looking mad bright. But she still complimented me. I don't know if she was trying to be nice. But yeah, that was the day. So shout out to the MAC lipsticks. When was this? That was March 23rd, 2015. I was also 17 in this picture. Remember, I was literally in science class trying to take selfies and stuff. But let me get some more questions in here. How's business? Business is doing decent. Kind of transitioning for the models. They're on off season, but we kind of got some stuff coming up still. So, we doing more. I'm trying to transition the girls from like learning how to model to a team of girls that basically already has the talent that I'm looking for. And then we let them kind of self-run whatever projects they want to do. That's kind of trying to transition from being like a development agency for new models to basically girls that already got it, that we can just get the projects done. So yeah. Someone said I bought a few. It was so nice. The colors are called More Truffle and More Cedar. Also bought the NYX Suede. NYX Suede. That's the girl. She is that girl, I swear. Let's see. I think that's most of the questions. So if anybody has any more, ask, but I will transition to our topic. Someone said I couldn't get Candy Yum Yum to work for me. Yeah, it was a task. Like you saw in that other photo. Let me see if I can pull it back up real quick. In this photo, I like really lined my lips with like a dark purple to blend it and only put it like, like down here, like on the actual bottom lip, versus in this photo, where did the other one go? And I feel like back in the day, like literally this was like lipstick, colored lipstick was like a trend. That's how Kylie Jenner came up, because it was such a trend to have colored lipstick. People were doing blue. Remember girls wearing blue lipstick? My mom, my mom would never. She was like, if you don't wipe, that's enough. What is that nonsense? So yeah, but I tried different reds. See, like I had red in this picture. I think I was a senior here too, but I don't even know what red this was. I know I literally still look exactly the same, but it just wasn't that long ago. This was 2015, so it wasn't that long ago. If you've been watching me since the beginning, there's like a lot of stuff in here that I still literally have, which is so crazy to me. I saw another picture of myself the other day. I'm like, it was an old picture. And I was like, oh, look at me, how I used to look. And my friend was like, you literally still look the exact same. I'm like, I just looked more baby in my opinion. But yeah, once I kept that Mac Candy Yum Yum, because let me tell you something. If I at the time, this is 20, I don't remember what year it was, but I bought that lipstick, and like I said, I saved up my little coin to pay $17 for the lipstick plus the shipping. It came up to like $30 for one little thing. And that $30 is a lot to not only a 16, 17-year-old, but somebody who ain't have a job. So I wore the hell out there. I remember this one. This is still the Candy Yum Yum, but I was lining it with a really dark purple and only putting it. That was the only way I could get it to like really, really work. I'm trying to see if I have anything else. These are all from when I was a senior in high school. I think, yeah, and on my graduation day, I wore it too. This was my graduation day. I wore it too as well. So this was such fun times. Such fun times. And would you believe that these were my nails and I did these? I wasn't allowed to wear acrylics when I was a kid. So it's too bright. I literally found a YouTube nail page and I would like figure out how to do like random different nail designs. Because back then everything was DIY. Like now it's like everybody's so luxury this, luxury that, soft life. But like I came out the DIY era. So everything I know how to do is straight from YouTube, from hair, makeup, like just making t-shirts, like all that stuff. And like now kids have these like TikTok. I guess I'm still a kid, but I don't know. YouTube was like another set of school for the stuff that school didn't teach you. But yeah, someone said also Beauty has MAC lipsticks. The Lots Kiss ink brand is $33. My favorite. Well, I'm gonna go to Ulta tomorrow morning and see what they got. And someone said you got your money's worth out the lipstick. Hell yeah, because I swear to you, that little money that I spent, but back like now I could spend $30, but back then as a 16, 17-year-old, like junior, senior in high school, that was a lot of money for one lipstick. Sorry. So someone said, hey, I'm about to be a junior in high school. You got any tips? Oh, junior year. I think out of all 4 years of college, high school, my favorite year was probably, I would say like obviously senior year is what everybody looks forward to, but junior year, you're actually like super active because you're finally an upperclassman. I would just say like, honestly, if you're looking at post-secondary education, like college and stuff, kind of start to narrow down, like not necessarily the colleges, but what you want to study. So pay attention in some of your classes. If anything like kind of strikes your like, hey, I'm super interested in this, Google it or get on TikTok, because TikTok is apparently the new Google, and kind of look at what interests you have and see if that's going to kind of pop you into interest, because then you can kind of transition that into your career. And then in terms of, that's like the academic side. In terms of the social side, your friend group is going to get way smaller. Trust me. Your friend group gets smaller and smaller all through high school. Freshman year, everybody's friends because y'all coming out of middle school and just get smaller and smaller. So remember that. I always tell y'all, if you're in high school, go to the football games, go to the, I don't know what y'all even have. What did my high school have? We had football games, we had basketball games, we had cheer competitions, we had volunteer different clubs here and there. Go to all of that. If I could go back to high school, I would have been way more active in participating in stuff because, you know, everything is kind of setting you up for adult life. And then when I got to college, it was like, oh, I'm just now joining clubs and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much my advice on it. Someone said COVID brought back the DIY era. I swear, I learned how to make a mask. I was making my own mask from scratch, everything. We were literally cutting up nail paper clippings to get fancy designs and using crackle. Ooh, the crackle days. What? Who remember the crackle nails? Those were the days. That's what I'm saying. I feel like now everybody's like, you got to be on trend, on trend, on trend, on trend. But back then, thrifting and DIY was like, if you thrifted and did DIY, you were the coolest thing. Like you were literally the shit. Like you came to school with like something nobody's ever seen before. You got so many compliments. But I feel like now kids are so mean and they're like, oh, if you're not on brand, you a lame. I'm like, what the heck? Like, what happened to individuality? Got any tips for a non-traditional college student? I'm a 28-year-old female Nigerian who moved back home. I'm the black sheep. Well, I personally feel like, well, I'm about to move back home myself. What is it, September? I got 2 more months on this lease and then I'm out. So I'm moving back home too, and I'm 26. So don't feel bad. But like I was saying in my other comment, I would just find something that kind of sparks your interest. Like I started doing YouTube at 17 because I was so interested in being in front of the camera. I always was like a camera girl, talking, being creative. And I didn't think I could take it seriously because, like yourself, I grew up in a Nigerian household where this is considered unconventional or this type of work is kind of unorthodox. But when I found what my interests were, excuse me, and I narrowed it down, that got me like way more motivated. And side note, I was out the house a little bit more once I got an interest because then I could tell my parents, hey, this is what I'm up to doing. So yeah. Someone said, hey, Chioma, I live in Toledo and I've been watching you since I was in the 6th grade and you were doing college vlogs. I remember being so geeked that you were in my city and on YouTube. Oh, thank you. Yeah, see, sometimes I go to campus. Like, when did I go to campus last? Sometime this week, if not last week. And like, I'll meet students and they're like, hey, I came to the school because of you, or I used to watch your vlogs. And like, I love that stuff. I like meeting people. I'm going to go to the football game next Saturday. So if you see me, I'll definitely be there. Someone said I was in my early 20s with thrifting. Exactly. Those were the days. I love those days. Okay, a few more questions and then we gotta get to the topics. Someone said Jared Anderson is on course to be a heavyweight championship. Do you still talk to him? That's so crazy. I did that interview so long ago. That was like 2021. I feel like it might have been 2020. I don't even remember. Whoops. When did I do that interview? I don't even remember when I did that. I watched his last fight. He fought in Toledo like sometime in the summer. I think it was July. I watched the fight on TV just because it was like a huge deal here in Toledo. But no, I think like I don't know. I don't even think he lives here. I don't know. But no, I don't necessarily talk to him. You know, that was just business. But if I was to see him, I'm pretty sure it's like on some, hey, how you been? You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know he was on his way to being this heavyweight champion. See, that's a good thing I got my interview in back then. See, I was somebody told me he was up and coming. And I was just like, okay, I want to kind of interview people on my channel, which I'm about to get back to doing. But yeah, that's interesting. I did not know all of that. That's good for him. What do you think is the biggest difference between high school and college kids today and when you went to school? Number one, individuality to me is lacking in this generation. I'm in the same generation. And the kids in college and high school today, but I will give them credit for being way more vocal about bullshit. Like when the brain that I have now, I wish I can go back in time and like tell off my teachers, not in a disrespectful way, but like when it comes to like racial stuff, like I feel like the kids nowadays have more access to learning and paying attention to what's going on. And then because the climate of today, like we can talk about things way more, I feel like the kids today now know more at a younger age than myself, even though, like I said, I'm not that much older. But yeah, I would definitely say the biggest difference is the whole social media thing. Cause it's like, of course, I grew up with a phone, but I don't think we could get on social media and just scroll relentlessly until I got to college. Like Snapchat, I remember I didn't even have an Instagram until I think my senior year of high school, and I barely put, and then it got hacked. Ooh, I remember it got hacked. Like something happened to it, so I just didn't have one for a long time. I did not have an Instagram until like college for real, and then what else? Snapchat. I created Snapchat. I remember it was January 1st, 2015, because I went to a New Year's party with all my friends, and they were like, "You're not on Snap. You gotta make a Snap when it hit midnight." So I made one that night. But the social media is so different. But also, I think that high school kids now, they're like so much more, they're kind of smarter to me in terms of like they know what's going on, they can speak about it. I still follow my high school on Instagram. Like they have like I used to be on the newspaper, which kind of makes sense. Back then I didn't think I would be doing this though, so it's kind of ironic. But I follow the page, and like the kids are so well spoken, and they're like they know what's going on, where I feel like when I was in high school I didn't care, or it wasn't as accessible, you know. Let's see. Someone said, oh, here you go with Jared. Jared is currently ranked number 3 in the USA and number 15 in the world at 23. Man's about to be a star. Oh, well, then maybe I need to ask him for another interview. See, I don't even be knowing this stuff. When it comes to like, I don't even, how the hell did we even get connected? I forgot. I don't remember. When did, oh, that's what I was picked up my phone for. When did I do that interview? Because I don't even remember. I would definitely do another one because I have a bigger following now. Queen Chioma, Jared Anderson. I mean, I don't know. Oh, sorry. 2021. This was 2 years ago. Honestly, going on 3 because this was January 2 years ago. To be honest, I did not know that it was like that deep. I was just looking at who was in the city and who was kind of up and coming. So it's good that his career is like doing really good. Chioma, do you believe that you change your body and at the same time still love yourself? Because I really want to gain weight because I want to have more feminine figure and I get hate. I still think you can change your body and love yourself for sure. I know I've talked about like altering your body, but I feel like it really is a line. I feel like if you go under the knife, that's a different type of alteration. Like you have to think really hard to get to the point where you're ready to risk your life. I gained weight on purpose like a few years ago because I lost a lot of weight when I was like depressed like 3 years ago. And I didn't like the way I was looking. I'm very tall, very long. Like y'all can see my arm is like, it's a little thing. But I gained weight on purpose to the point now, like I'm double caked up here on this Friday night. So no, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I feel like I loved myself before, during, and after, but I wanted to have, it's not even about what other people were saying about me. It was more of a personal thing to like get in the gym, eat, gain the weight. And now I'm like, not necessarily trying to lose weight, but I'm kind of like, I don't want to be as, at one point I was like super duper thick. I'm like, all right, you gotta calm down, calm down. But yeah, let's go ahead and transition. We can do some questions at the end because I know some of y'all are like, get to the point, bitch. So we're gonna get to the point. Yeah, so the first topic was about Sexxy Red and just my thoughts. And I've been meaning to talk about her. I'm still going to do a video, like maybe an on-camera video. The reason why I haven't been on camera is because literally I've been trying to get my hair done since like a week and a half ago. And I still ain't get my hair done. So I just like, just do your natural hair at this point. But anyway, Sexxy Red. So I see Sexxy Red has been trending a lot. And I'm really into watching documentaries, especially like sports ones. I think sport documentaries is like one of my underlying favorite genres. So I was watching Hard Knocks, which I don't know if anybody watches Hard Knocks in here. I don't know where the football fans are at, but I was watching Hard Knocks and they are featuring the New York Jets this season for like their coverage. And so they were playing Sexxy Red on the thing. I was like, okay, They was in there ski. Say what's up, ski. They was doing all that. So, and then I seen it was like kind of all over Instagram and stuff like that. And I'm just like, wow, this girl is really, really, really big. Like, that's really, really big. You know what I'm saying? So then I saw people comparing Sexyy Red to Glorilla, which is what I'm going to do a video on. So I'm not going to speak too much on that. And I was like, I don't care that Sexyy Red is ghetto. I don't care that Sexyy Red is hood. I don't care that Sexyy Red is ratchet. I don't care that she has a look that essentially isn't, I guess in most cases, palatable. I don't care about none of that. That to me is like what makes her stand out. What I do care about, and I'm gonna be 1,000% honest, is that the music is trash. Period. That's what I care about. And I know y'all gonna be like, damn it. But it's like, in my personal opinion, if that is what can be mainstream, because at this point I think Sexyy Red is mainstream, I'm very concerned because it's not the look and it's not the background. Think of how many other rappers, female rappers, male rappers, doesn't matter, come from the same type of background as her. She's selling ghetto, ratchet hoods. That's what she's selling. They all doing the same thing. Sexyy Red is no different than Glorilla per se. But I fuck with Glorilla because Glorilla has bars. Glorilla can rap. When she did the Put It On The Flow remix, I said, whoa, you ate. You know what I'm saying? And didn't leave any crumbs. Tomorrow, 2, 1, and 2, great song. The original was hard. When the first time I heard that, I was like, she got that. She got that. I was like, she got that. And you know, some of her other songs too. So I don't understand what this kind of trade up is between Glorilla and Sexyy Red. Because in my humble opinion, Glorilla trumps her in every way, shape, or form. Like, I don't get the appeal of Sexyy Red because I don't think she's doing anything that different. It's just that she's just super ratchet ghetto with it, I guess you can say. But then in like her interviews, she be chilling. So it's like she be cool in the interviews. It's not like she be acting like that all the time. So I'm thinking in my head, like, is this an act? Or like, is this somebody's? I know people were saying something on Instagram and Twitter about, is she an industry plant? I don't think she's an industry plant at all because the girl has been rapping for a long time. Like when she did the making my way downtown, walking fast, like that remix that she did. I remember back then everybody was doing a remix to what's the damn song? 1,000 Miles. But yeah, when she put that out a long time ago, and I saw that on Twitter, and I guess she just kept grinding, and here she is. But I feel like if we can discard Glorilla that fast for Sexyy Red, I'm so confused. I'm so confused. That's how I'm saying. Like, I don't think she could rap. I don't think she sounds good. And it's like, okay, Chioma, you're an artist too. I get it. Why are you talking about somebody that you could potentially know if you're so? I get it. But this is my job, first and foremost. Music doesn't pay what this pays at this time. And I'm a very honest person. And I pride myself on like actually really being involved in like, especially female music, female rap music, because I mean, I'm studying it as much as I'm doing it. And I just kind of feel like if Glorilla is now the understudy to Sexyy Red, we're done. We're so far gone because Sexyy Red is not beating Glorilla in any way, shape, or form. Like, I think what is happening, and I'm going to do a video on this too. There was an article that came out. Where can I find that thing? There was an article that came out that I saw, and it talked about how record labels are struggling to like break new art. Aha, I'm going to do a video on this right here. I wish I knew how to use StreamYard because I would literally have everything on screen, but maybe next time. But it literally said record label executives are increasingly depressed as they're having trouble finding artists that can sell out shows. What the hell? What did I just do? Yeah, I don't know what happened. I was doing something and it's just stopped. But basically, blah, 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 blah. You get the, you know what I'm saying? You get the gist. And I'm like, of course y'all are having problems finding artists when you're basing everything off of popularity and virality in a moment. You're not investing into your artists. You're not putting them through artist boot camp to learn how to perform, learn how to do better. Like, I know from the first time I ever recorded a song up till now, there's a huge difference, big difference. And y'all would even say the same. I think I even have some of my unmastered old songs, if you look deep enough on my channel. So for me, it's like, how do we discard Glorilla for Sexy Red when they both given the same thing? And people can say, okay, Glorilla wasn't consistent. I think she was. And I think her songs were big enough and her talent was decent enough for her to still remain. I mean, I'm not going to say she fell off because that word has been thrown around a little too loosely these days. But I just kind of feel like when I hear Sexy Red's music, the only reason why I just can't really get with it is because it doesn't sound pleasing to my ear. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of girls that talk about the same thing: SRTs, guns, jewelry, all that stuff. All these girls talking about the same thing. Hell, I even have some lyrics like that, right? But Sexy Red to me does not have a wow factor. She has virality because of the tattoos, the hair, the looks. You can stick out. It's almost like Ice Spice, honestly. The red hair, something that makes you stick out. Ice Spice has the red hair and the thick ass body. And obviously she got like the little chill vibe. Sexy Red has red hair, all the tattoos all over her, which is gonna make you look. And then she has the ratchet vibe. And I never would have guessed that Glorilla would even be in a conversation to say that she's not popping or not relevant or whatever. I would have never thought that'd be possible. So I'm very curious to see if a year from now, who's going to replace Sexy Red, because it seems like all of these girls are being replaced and I'm not sure what their labels are doing. Like Glorilla is signed to CMG, right? And that's Yo Gotti. What does it even stand for? Honestly, I forgot. Something music group. I forgot. But she signed to Yo Gotti CMG. Moneybagg Yo is signed to Yo Gotti CMG. Who else? I think Black Youngster. It's a lot of them that signed to it. And it's just like, okay, Moneybagg Yo has been out for a few years. He's pretty successful, consistent. Even Black Youngster has been out for a few years. Let's see. CMG, the label. Who's even on it? I'm trying to see who's even on the thing because, yeah, the members. Let me see the members. The label houses primarily Tennessee-based hip-hop artists, including Moneybagg Yo, Black Youngster, Block Boy JB, which riding in the motherfucking road. But that came out like when I was in college. I don't know if he's made songs ever since then. And Glorilla, but it's also home to artists including 42 Doug. 42 Doug, okay, so y'all know I live in Ohio. I go to Detroit pretty frequently, so I'm very hip to like the Detroit artists and stuff. I mean, 42 Doug, he's in jail, so what can he do? But I mean, he got a name, he's popping. ESTG, ESTG has decent music, but that what's it called? That interview that he did a few weeks ago, that was mad weird for him to walk out and act like he was never a D1 football player. If you were a D1 football player, should never be acting like you too thugged out, especially if you were good. But anyway, I say all that to say, matter of fact, is Sexy Red, is she even signed? Who is? I can't even type. Can't wait to get a new phone. September, so now I can get a new phone. Who's Sexy Red signed to? Around the same time, industry veteran Larry Jackson launched Gamma, a media company specializing in distribution, creative guidance, marketing, and more, which began to distribute Sexy Red's music as Jackson built a roster that includes Snoop Dogg and Usher. Sexy Red remains signed to Rebel Music. Okay, so she's signed to Rebel. I'm not even sure who Rebel is. I would have to do more research on them, but I don't know. I just kind of feel like at this point, what is going on with music? Because when I saw the headline that literally said, let me see if I can find it again. But when I saw the headline that talked about, oh, you know, it's label executives are so concerned because it's so hard for them to break artists, or they're unable to do it, or there's not as much of a success rate as there was maybe in the past. Duh, what the hell do y'all think is going to happen when you're not basing stuff on talent? You're basing stuff off of virality. You're basing stuff off of temporary fame. You're basing stuff off of maybe a dance or a song or doing numbers on TikTok. You're not basing your investment off of real artists, and you're going to be telling us this. Like, when I read that, I said, shut up. There are so many artists with talent that can last a lifetime that I see on the street as I walk to and from my day that are not going to get signed because you're too busy trying to sign someone with this cookie cutter look, whether it's the look, the subject matter. Sexy Red embodies that. So if Glorilla is out and Sexy Red is in, which I think is mad weird, I don't agree, but whatever, that's what the girls are saying online. Who's next? Because to me, it sounds like everybody could get replaced. Because do y'all think that Sexy Red is going to last? Be real. Do y'all think Sexy Red is going to last? Because I can see people getting tired of it. Every single time any of these blogs, whether it's on site, Say Cheese. I don't even know why I like Say Cheese just to watch what it is, but the men in those comments, they are so mean. Maybe every single time I'm commenting on there, I get so I stopped commenting. But who was I saying? Say Cheese, it's on site, Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked, Spiritual World, all of these different ones. Every single time there's a female artist that's posted on there, and I go to the comments are now saying, we're so tired. Can these girls do anything else? All they do is shake their ass and talking about this. Of course, because society, consumers, and I guess you can also say the labels mainly, but consumers too, have made it so that most of these girls don't really have to fucking write nothing. They don't have to put up their pen for real. They don't have to worry about really actually being an artist. They're really a brand more than they are artists. Like, see, I never realized how much my musical background has kind of gotten me to this point. Because I think as you're growing up, it gets to a point where you don't realize that you're growing up until you look back and you realize it's a different era. So when I was young, I think from 3rd through 8th grade, I played the violin. I can probably still play the violin. I just haven't picked one up. I can still read music very well. Like, I can read sheet music. I can read it. At least violin one. I was also in the chorus from 4th through 7th grade, I think. I was the alto in the chorus from 4th through 7th grade. What else? Oh, I taught myself the piano in the 5th/6th grade. Not really like well though, but I can literally, if I have time on this live, I will go play it for y'all and y'all can let me know. I taught myself that. And all of this has kind of led me up to, okay, Chioma, you're a good writer. Now you're doing music just as something to do, but you're really putting yourself into it. And all of that background has brought me to a point where I'm like, okay, give it a go. People kind of rocking with it. Some people still not on board. We got to get them on board, but people kind of rocking with it. I feel like a lot of these artists, they don't have that background. They didn't have this passion. They don't have, sorry, I keep getting hella messages and put on Do Not Disturb. They don't have any inclination for music. They just have a moment and then they're being exploited by, honestly, the labels, but also the consumers. And then when they fall off, because the consumers are going to be the ones that kind of control and forecast what happens in the industry. Now it's like, oh, we as the label, we can't break an artist. That's what the hell y'all get. What the hell do you mean? You're not literally putting any type of attention into people with real talent. And you're wondering why talent is not lasting, because the girls are tired of the same exact thing. And hey, call me Raven Simone Baxter. I told y'all so. I told y'all this years ago when I was a hater. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all, do y'all really think these people are going to last? The reason why I'm going to bring up Nicki Minaj is because Nicki Minaj is a timeless artist. With her going to performing arts school, you can tell that Nicki really does this shit. You know what I'm saying? She went to performing arts school, meaning she probably was immersed into music and acting and vocal lessons or whatever. So it makes sense that she's good at what she does, right? And I'm not saying you have to go to performing arts school to be the best musician ever, but I'm saying there's a lot of people who really came up. And I feel like what the artists from, honestly, any time before now, what they had that's missing now is the fact that they were actually true artists. They played their own guitar. They worked on their own vocals. They grew up singing in the church. They did all of that. They didn't just decide at the age of 21, hey, I'm about to start rapping, go to the studio on some high shit, on some drunk shit. We dropped it. We making this random song, put it on SoundCloud, and boom, they go viral. Now they're a rapper. No, that's not how it works. And I'm not even mad at the people who go viral, because did they choose to go viral? Probably not. But I'm mad at the fact that, okay, let people put out a song, get their money from it, get their attention, their fame, whatever. But to sign them and now put them in a position as the standard of music, I can't agree. I can't attest to that. So that's really my thoughts on Sexyy Red. Like I said, I don't care that she's ghetto. I don't care that she's ratchet. I don't care that she's hood. I don't care that she smokes. I don't care about the tattoo. None of that like messes with me. I would never talk down on somebody for that. I mean, let's be real. I live in an urban area. I'm from Philly. I'm from North Philly. Well, I'm from Northeast, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what people look like in those environments. It's not new to me. So no, I'm not going to look down on somebody because they have tattoos and they're ghetto and they come from this. But what I will say is she does not have the talent to be a rapper. And if I'm a hater for that, let me be a hater. But that's just my opinion. She does not have the talent to be a rapper. The reason why she's popping now, and you have people in the comment section, not y'all, in like, you know, other videos, y'all are reasonable in this, in my vision. But the reason why you have people in those comment sections being like, I don't care, it's nothing that y'all can say that's going to make me not like her and blah blah blah. The reason why that can transpire is because people's expectations, they don't have any. As long as it's popping and it makes you shake your ass on the top of a table in a bar with Casamigos down your throat, as long as it makes you do that, the girls are satisfied. But unfortunately, what's now happening is you're going to have popcorn artists. You're going to have people that you microwave, they pop, they might pop a little bit more, their seeds pop, and then the bag gets cold. Or we're stuck with the kernels, which is, okay, what's next? I haven't even heard from Ice Spice in a while. I mean, she dropped Deli. When did Deli even come out? Wow, I typed in Deli and it actually showed me delis in my area. Forgot to put Ice Spice. Ice Spice Deli, that came, oh, it just says 2023. It was about what? Was it July? I can't remember if it was July or August, but it's like, let's be real. Where are these girls at? If these are real artists, they should have songs. Song. It's not you drop one song, then we're waiting. You drop another song, we're waiting. For what? What are we waiting for? You know what I'm saying? Y'all are artists. And I'm realizing a lot of artists aren't dropping like albums, projects. Everything is either EP, mixtape, which I looked into it just to see like why, because I mean, obviously I'm an artist too. And I get not dropping an album for the climate that we're in. However, I feel like it takes away from artistry because your album is supposed to showcase your best work and then you put it out for consumption. Doing the mixtapes and EPs are decent, but I also feel like it's kind of a gimmick for a lot of artists because I personally feel like they know that if they drop an album and say, hey, this is my best, they know either it's not going to chart, or if it does chart, it's going to be, hey, for this week it's charting, next week we ain't talking about it. Or they don't want to waste the resources to do a full-blown album, put it out through their label, it not make the money in return. They're afraid to invest, basically, is what I'm saying. Like, for example, if I'm signed to Atlantic, right? And Atlantic wants a project from me, but I don't think that that project is going to give them the return on their investment, I'm going to just put out the mixtape, right? I'm going to just put out the EP. That's what the girls are doing because guess what? They're not really artists. These are, I can't even call them social media influencers that became popping because they're not that either. They are, I guess you could say, temporary sensations. I don't know. Sensations, a one hit. I'm not even gonna call them one hit wonders because some of them have a few hits. But I just can't believe that we're at an era now. Like, well, I could believe it because social media is so like trivial. Everything is so corny. But like, I just can't believe that Glorilla would be shelved in the court of public opinion for a Sexxy Red. I literally would rather take Ice Spice over Sexxy Red personally. I'll take it. Not even because light skin here and the dark. Nope, have nothing to do with that. I think Ice Spice is a better artist than Sexxy Red. Period. So yeah, let me get into y'all's comments because I was just rambling. I didn't even look down. Let me try to scroll back up the best I can. I'll try to read some. Oh, we have a super chat. Alexia Bell, she said, hey, beautiful, love your commentary and your speaking facts. Big glow all day. Thank you for the $50 super chat. That is so nice. You just blessed my Friday night. Thank you, Alexia. Also, thank you for subscribing, joining the live, and just being an avid watcher and supporter. I really appreciate it. And yeah, big glow. I just feel like I'm so much of a music critic now that when I give somebody their props for being good, I genuinely mean it because I could literally sit here and write you off real quick. I'm going a little skeptical for everything I hear because when I started going to the studio, people were so skeptical of me. I'm going in there with men every single time when I started doing music. Every time. I'm talking every time I went to the studio. Oh, what you about to sing? And I'd be like, no, I'm about to rap. They'd be like, oh, okay, you rap. Okay. Then I get in the booth. I say whatever I say. I come out, they're going to be like, I ain't going to lie. That shit was hard. That shit was hard. That shit was hard. I wasn't expecting that from you. Yeah, because you're expecting me to come in here and say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, put your dick down in me. That's what you're expecting me to say, because that's what you're hearing as mainstream when there are so many people that's way more popping. And I'm going to get mad every single time because I watched this is the last thing I'm going to say on this topic before I read y'all's comments, but I watched the On the Radar. There was a female cipher from On the Radar. It's still on YouTube. When I tell y'all, every single one of them girls killed it. Every last one of them. I was watching that shit. I said, why is this not mainstream? I was learning about artists that I didn't even know existed. There were girls in there that I already knew, like Callie was in there. I think Erica Banks was in there. What's the girl that's from Glorilla's friend group? K Carbon. She hard. K Carbon is hard. I was like, yo, these girls is spitting. Like me, like I'm very skeptical. So if I say it's popping, it's popping. You know what I'm saying? They were doing the damn thing. I'm trying to remember who all was in there. I watched it weeks ago, but they killed it. And I'm like, how is some of these girls not even mainstream? Obviously, we know things like colorism and label and business plays a role, but like, come on now, like it should have been way more popping than that. Man, if y'all haven't seen it, go watch it. On the Radar, it's a female cipher. Every last person killed it. Like, I'll listen to everybody. I'm like, okay, somebody in here gonna suck. Somebody's gonna suck. Somebody's gonna suck. No, every last one of them girls killed it. Every last one of them. Sorry, let me scroll back up and get y'all comments. Let me try. Glorilla empowered women too much, and it makes guys nervous, to be honest. I mean, but Glorilla wasn't, I feel like Glorilla was in the middle of that. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me where the whole, like, I hate to say it, but I have to say it, slut hoe culture kind of turned into society, where I saw it go crazy was City Girls. It was City Girls and Meg Thee Stallion. They came out the same summer. They owned the summer. Summer 2018, 19, they owned it. They owned that summer. And that's when every girl was fuck a nigga, get a bag. My pussy's popping. That nigga's a trick. I'm only looking for a trick. That's when every girl turned into a hot girl city girl. I remember I said that in one of my videos and someone was like, oh, but you know, all of this has been around way longer than the City Girls and Meg Thee Stallion. Hell yeah, duh. But when did you see history shift into every girl wants a scammer, baller, every girl wants to be the baddest, every girl shaking their ass wearing nothing, every girl is talking about dick and sex and money and bags and being, you know what I'm saying, every female rapper. Even, I won't even say that Cardi B started it, because Cardi B's first song, Bodak Yellow, was like one of those club banger songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought that, when I heard Bodak Yellow, I thought that shit was fire. I still think it's fire. I'm gonna be real. But Cardi B definitely opened the door for other female artists to be mediocre. I'll be honest. However, I'm not gonna fault Cardi B for being the caveat that made people really go down this line of extremity, exploitation, sexualized music. I'm not gonna give Cardi B that by herself. I'm gonna give it to, if you ask me, Meg Thee Stallion, City Girls, that summer, Hot Girl and City Girl summer. There's people still in the Shade Room comments right now talking about some City Girls up 1,000 points, City Boys up 1,000,000 points. There's people literally saying, just had my hot girl summer. It's a hot girl summer. That shit was a movement. I will talk about this 10 years from now and say, yeah, hot girl summer and City Girls, that was a movement. A lot of girls clinged onto that, clung, excuse me. A lot of girls clung onto it, and I wasn't even mad. I was also posting that it was a hot girl summer. I was listening to City Girls, the original City Girls song. You can't tell me shit. I'll take your man as my shit. I say it every single time I bring it up. So many songs I like from the City Girls. But however, let's be real. I don't think female rap, let alone women in music, was overtly sexual until that image was put out there by them three ladies. That's just my opinion, though. Don't shoot me. Let me see. Y'all are too accustomed to status quo flows and aren't into complex time, signature, and cadence. Don Christian Jones, love the comment. I do agree as well. That's why when I try to make music, I try to go with different vibes. You know, I just put out a song that's kind of like Tim's Free Mind, my cover of it. The song before that was Foxy Brown, Gotta get you home with me tonight. You know what I'm saying? That was that. I try to go like old school with it. My first song, Ballin', I live in near Detroit, so I did a Detroit sound. But moving forward, like I have way more, I guess you say party music. But I'm about to do this theory. And y'all tell me what y'all think. Because Sexy Red is so popular, and like I said, I was watching Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks is a show about NFL players. They were at practice, practicing for games and doing male, collision sport. Have nothing to do with female rappers. But they started playing her song. Everybody on the team was hyped. So I'm like, okay, Chioma, this is what you're going to do. You're going to put out a similar song. You're going to put out a song that doesn't take you that much energy to write. You're going to put out a song with a catchy beat. You're going to put out a song that makes people dance. You're going to put out a song that's not lyrically embellished. You're going to put out a song that is really just for clubs and turning up and taking pictures in the car and, all that. Shaking ass. I want to see what's going to happen. I'll let y'all know when I drop it too, but I want to see what's going to happen. Let me keep going. Chioma, are you hiring for a model? Yes and no. We have our application opening tomorrow, but it's for if you're in this area. So if you're in the area, sure. I'll definitely have it up on my Instagram tomorrow. Let me see. Sorry, let me scroll down. I'm sorry, y'all. I was rambling. I missed so much. I think Ice Spice can, if she keep putting music out, it's worth listening to. I don't dislike Ice Spice. I actually like her. I just feel like her rise to fame is like it's the, if she would have came up off of some I've been grinding, I'm here, I would be like, all right, cool, bet. But it's more or less the fact that like I know Ice Spice is getting by off of one thing, and we all know that because when people compare Ice Spice and Lotto, the reason why Ice Spice hasn't necessarily replaced Lotto is because Lotto is actually a good rapper. No matter, I say it every time. People don't like Lotto. That's cool. There's tendencies that Lotto does have that I don't be liking it. But if I'm keeping it straight about the music, Lotto is a good artist, period. She's a good artist. Even her, she just did a remix with Davido, is an Afrobeats artist, for his song Unavailable. And I feel like people didn't really care for it. I listened to it. I thought she did okay. Like, it was decent. I was vibing, but it wasn't necessarily necessary. You know what I'm saying? But that's another thing. Trying to let me just, I'm sorry you left a comment and I missed you, but I'm trying. Okay, we got a super chat that just came in. Roman King said $5. He said, you could call it a renaissance or revival of the age of the liberated, lustful, and luxurious lifestyles of the high-class woman. Woo! See, one thing I love is alliteration. Liberated, lustful, and luxurious lifestyle. I love it. Thanks for your comment, Roman. Thanks for supporting me, watching my channel. Really appreciate that. But literally, that's what it is. It's a revival of liberated, being free, doing whatever, lustful, showing your assets, talking about your assets, drawing attention to lust, for people to lust after your assets, whether it's on your body or your actual possessions. And then luxurious. Everybody's always talking about, materialistic things, bags and stuff. And it's like, I don't hate that. Like, of course you could flex in your music as a rapper, you're supposed to, but it's just something so non-genuine anymore. And I think for me, it's like a dead bird. You know what I'm saying? It's just like keep singing the same tune. The bird already died. You know what I'm saying? So let me see what else y'all saying in here. Someone said Lotto was good from the start. Yeah. See, my thing is I had seen Lotto's music video when I was in middle school. When she was 10 years old rapping on YouTube, I for some reason randomly came across it. And knew who she was ever since. So then when she got on the rap game show, I had already known her from watching her on YouTube. So to see her now, it's kind of no surprise. I think she's grinded and really put up a lot to get to where she is now. Who the hell is this? What do you want? This is why I can't be posting myself, because it's I be scared of people just, what is it? What do we have going on? What do you want now? No, sending me hard eyes. Anyway, what do you think of Doja Cat? I think Doja Cat is a amazingly talented artist. I love the fact that she has the flows. I feel like she gave music what it was missing, but I think she's slipping out of it. I can't get with the new look. I saw a snippet of her newest video and I immediately turned it off because I'm like, first of all, I live alone. First of all, I live alone, and secondly, it was late at night. I'm like, let me stop right there. I'm not looking at that signal. So I didn't even engage. I don't know what point she's trying to prove. We got the point already, babe. You know, we got it. Thoughts on Doja's new song? Like I said, yeah, I gotta listen to the whole thing. Once I saw the little snippet, I was like, Chama, it's late. You live alone. Turn it off. Someone said Saweetie cares more about aesthetics than actually just testing art. Yes, I think for Saweetie, I actually really like Saweetie. I like the whole pretty bitch type of vibe. I think that's like super cute, and I like the girly girl aspect. I feel like honestly, when I look at Saweetie, sometimes I think like we're not the same person, but we have a lot of like similarities when I not listen to her music, but just like how she is. But yeah, I think she's more of an image. Like I said, a lot of these girls, they're not artists, they're brands. Okay. They're just a brand. They're not really artists. They're brands. What else? Sorry, I'm trying to get to like just the ones that catch my eye the fast I can. I'm late, but hi everybody. Chama, I love the hair. Keep up the great work and your commentary. Still very much proud of you. Thank you, Rainbow. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I really do. Someone said Doja is versatile, but she's off-putting. Perfectly said. Very versatile. I know she could eat on any song, any beat, any genre, any sound, but very off-putting with the imagery. And I feel like, why taunt your audience? You know, like why make your audience not like you for the sake of just doing whatever you want? Like why even do that? I don't get it. Someone said, I don't think she's as talented as people make her out to be. She thrives off of shock value like the rest of them. Definitely. But lyrically, she's there. But I can see what you're saying about that as well, because the reason why we kind of have been talking about Doja Cat a lot, of course, she's dropping music, but it's more or less the shock that's coming with the music that she's dropping. So I see what you're saying there too, sis. I got you. Someone said, sorry, I just missed one. Saweetie has millions of followers, but only 2,000 people bought her album. Yeah, that is absurd. That lets people know that these girls are brands. These girls are, I don't want to call them influencers. They are influential, but their job title isn't influencer, but they're a brand. Saweetie to me is a brand. She probably makes more money off of sponsorships, brand deals, collaborations than she does on music. I think so. Because I know for me, like I can log into my United Masters and just see like how my songs are doing, how many streams I'm getting a day. And I think I'm up to like 30,000 streams in total, which is crazy because that was never the plan. But thank y'all if you've streamed. Definitely do so. I really like the fact that I went for it and it somehow is doing what it needs to do. Yeah, I'm at 32,000 streams overall. Like I said, I was never expecting that. So and that's with 3 songs. I don't even have like nothing but 3 songs on here. I don't know what my most streamed one is. Probably obviously Ballin' has been out the longest, but I don't know. Oh, and shout out to New York. When I check my demographics from YouTube to United Masters to Instagram, New York, y'all always the number 1 city supporting me. It'd be like New York and then Philly be right after. I'm like, okay. How New York gonna be out my own city? You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the whole New York. You feel me? I actually like don't go to New York because I don't like how expensive New York is, and I feel like every single time I'm there, I just spend way too much. But shout out to the whole New York. You know what I'm saying? Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens. I don't know where y'all be from, but shout out to y'all. Okay. I've obviously been to the Bronx, but the Bronx is like, to me, I be scared, but my cousin lives in the Bronx. He's like, you'll be fine. I'm like, I don't know about the Bronx though, but I would love to visit New York now as like a grown woman. The last time I was there, I think was 2018. I had a YouTube event with 3 other YouTubers. We did a college vlogger meetup. So I think that was the last time I was even in New York, but it was fun. I would love to come back because, like I said, a lot of y'all that follow me are in New York. So it's just the expensiveness just be throwing me off. But maybe I'll just stay in Jersey and come to the city because that's usually what I do. I like your hairs at Flexi Rods. No, I actually use the one curl, just one I got from the beauty supply store. So it kind of fell, but I just went like this for like maybe 4 seconds. Then I always pinch and then release. But I did, I know some of y'all just coming in, but I did record myself doing my hair. So that video will be coming out in the next few weeks. It's for a sponsor. Someone said, no cap, Sweetie looks as inauthentic as Chloe Bailey. Now, Chloe Bailey is interesting to me because I feel like she's such a talented girl, but I do see what people are kind of saying when they say, like, we don't believe her sexiness. I do think she has sex appeal, but I see what y'all saying, like, the way how she does it doesn't come off authentic. It's not that she's not sexy. She's definitely sexy and very talented. But I think what really people are, I guess, most upset about is I don't think people are mad that she's sexy because Beyonce's sexy. And Beyonce came with a similar, grew up in the church, sung in the church, was in a girl group. Now she's solo, you know what I'm saying? Similar upbringing. But I think for Chloe, that what's different than Beyonce is that Beyonce actually, and maybe it's because Beyonce came out of a time where being overtly sexual wasn't like a thing, but I feel like Beyonce's sexiness is artistic, if that makes sense. Like the wardrobe and the way how she presents herself kind of comes off as very artistic. For Chloe, it seems like I'm just trying to trend with social media versus putting that sexiness into my art. Maybe y'all will disagree, but yeah, that's kind of like my thought process. But I really do like Chloe. I heard she's an amazing performer. I would love to see her and Coco Jones. I heard Coco Jones is a great performer. I don't think I'll say I love Coco Jones. Like I'm gonna be friends with Coco Jones, but we're the same height, same age, everything. So I think that's why people come for Chloe. I don't think people are gonna be mad that she transitioned to be more sexy when she was a church girl. That doesn't matter. Come on now. But I do think the inauthenticity comes out of the fact that her sexiness doesn't come off artistic. It comes off like I'm trying to be versus it's just a part of my new brand. I feel like a lot of like Disney or just, I don't even want to say Disney, but let's just say child stars or people who got their career started as a kid, especially on the women's side. I feel like the reason why it's so hard for them to transition is because they try to strip themselves versus actually transition into age appropriate, I guess you could say expression. Like when I think about like Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana, like I love Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus. Literally, I had Hannah Montana 1, 2, 3 music soundtrack. I had don't even get me started. I love Hannah Montana, but I was just listening to one of her songs yesterday when I went to the gym. It was my gym song. Literally, it's still up. Isn't that crazy? I was just listening to her yesterday. But I remember her shed into sexiness was so drastic because she did not transition. It went from, hey, I'm going to be this cute Disney packaged girl, and then I'm going to very harshly strip myself down, twerk. What was she doing? I remember didn't she dress up as a penis or something? I can't remember when she hosted the VMAs back in like, I don't even know. Was that 2013? I can't remember. Let's see. It was so long ago. Yeah, how do I remember? Miley Cyrus says VMA's 2013 performance changed her life. Of course, because you were going dumb with it. Like you weren't just, sitting on, hey, I'm doing more sexier songs or more love type songs. You went from, hey, it's a party in USA to in the club, let us fuck with my shades on. I remember this damn song. Hey, but it was one of our cheer songs for sure. And it was a vibe, but like I feel like she did it very harshly. And that's my problem with a lot of these girls. I get it. Behind the scenes, everybody wants you to remain so cookie cutter and you just want to rid yourself. But the reason why people say, hey, it's inauthentic is not because people can attest to you growing up and becoming sexier. That's part of a lot of girls' life, even if you did grow up in the church. I grew up in the church. But the reason is y'all are trying too hard to do it versus just letting it be naturally attached to the art that you put out. Because if Chloe drops a song and let's just say her song is called Tease Me, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Just made it up. And her song is just talking about teasing somebody or being kind of sexual, or maybe there's a love interest. So, and she went from her little church girl songs, but in her song Tease Me, and her music video, she's wearing maybe something that's low cuts, maybe something that hugs the body. Everybody would be here for it because it makes sense, that sexiness attached to your art. But when it's, oh, I'm gonna do the silhouette challenge and I'm gonna be deep throat in a microphone or whatever she was doing, that's why people are like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Am I making sense? I'm even going on a tangent. Don't let me talk. But yeah. Somebody said there's no gradual transition. Yeah, it's not gradual. It's just boom and then boom. I'm like, is this the same brand? Is this the same artist? Is this the same person? So you can't offset your audience and your fan base, which you're going to lose fans when you don't know how to transition yourself as an artist. So, okay, right now, luckily I'm a grown ass woman, right? So me putting out songs with vulgar words or topics is not going to shock anybody because I'm 26 years old and not 16, right? But if I started making music at 16 and putting out, and my raps were about going to school or having friends or just living my life or whatever, and y'all used to see me in like just regular teenage clothes, and then as soon as the day I turned 18, the next song I put out was "Pussy Popping on His Dick," I know, something like that, and I was wearing I'm wearing a low cut top now, but I don't really got no bust. But I was wearing something like that. Y'all be like, Chioma, is that you? Is that you? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of these girls, I don't know why they do it this way. I feel like it's a really easy or simple solution to just be yourself and still have sex appeal. But that's the thing, that Jezebel spirit really has consumed a lot of women. Dead ass. Let me read some of y'all stuff. Someone being sexy didn't do shit for her career though. Yeah, it didn't. That's another thing. Like someone even said, all Chloe got to do is sing. Being sexy would have came with aging, and not that she's old. I honestly think Chloe might be, I don't know, 24 or 25. We're around the same age. I know that. But if you're like my peer, they would have organically started to call you sexy just for growing up because her body is killer. Who is her trainer? You know what I'm saying? I've been working hard to build my body into the shape. I'm really proud of myself, but people would have already just seen the body or maybe the different outfit changes and just, okay, now Chloe Bailey is a sex icon or just has sex appeal. Like how they did Keke Palmer. Keke Palmer didn't have to go and prove her sexiness. No, people started looking at Keke as sexy because she gradually became a grown woman. Even before the baby, people were like, okay, we like you, Keke. But once that baby dropped and we see that her breasts have gotten bigger, her hips got wider, her body, everything started to fill out, people was like, okay, hold on, Keke, you sexy. She didn't have to force her sexiness upon anybody. So yeah, someone said it's performative. It probably is. It probably is. Chioma, when are you getting married? That's a great question. We need to start off with Chioma. When are you getting a man? Let's start there. Let's see. Someone said she definitely hit a J on stage. Miley, right? Yeah, she was going crazy, but the songs was popping though. But you know, I think 15-year-old me was like, I love Hannah Montana regardless. Hannah Montana, Miley, I will always be a fan. I used to couldn't wait to come back from school. Friday night when we didn't have to cheer and watch Hannah Montana. I used to love that. Specifically, me and my sister would watch Hannah Montana. We would eat Pizza Hut. It was a great time. It was a great time. I think I skipped some. Sorry. Let's see. Someone talk about Doja. I mean, come on. The woman made a song called Moo and the audience ate it up. She's been weird, and anyone, especially Doja fans, should probably known getting this famous for it was unintentional. I do agree. I don't think she knew she was going to go viral. But I think what shocked people was, okay, yeah, you made the song Moo, but we then saw that you actually have talent. You know what I'm saying? Now she's kind of backtracking for whatever reason. Yeah. Let's see. Sorry, I moved this. Hannah Montana to Miley Cyrus, no in between. You're right. Exactly. And I feel like for Miley, it was like probably tougher on her versus a lot of other Disney acts because her whole entire character in the show wasn't like she was just like acting like in terms of Selena Gomez or Demi Lovato or Raven Simone. Their characters were just characters, right? But Miley Cyrus's character was also an artist, and Miley Cyrus was also an artist. You know what I'm saying? I've watched so many like deep dives on like Hannah Montana. I love Hannah Montana. And I think that's what made it hard for her, that her song, her name, her image, and her music was tied to this show in Disney to the point where she had to legally change her name to Miley Cyrus so that Disney couldn't impede on the money she would be making for her solo music outside of Disney. It's a whole thing. You got to look this shit up. It's very interesting. But yeah, someone said the song was a bop. Yeah, in the club, high as fuck, with my shades on, J's on my feet. That song was bopping. She had Juicy J on there. Miley Cyrus, and then like her newest song, Flowers, is like work of art. You know what I'm saying? I love the song. But it's like you see how she had to transition. And I do agree with people. You use the whole ghetto hood ratchet black aesthetic, sexy red, I'm gonna call it this. Miley Cyrus used the sexy red aesthetic back in the day to shed her Disney image, and then got to return back to her regular Tennessee farm-fed cow milking white girl that she is. That's why people be upset about this stuff, and rightfully so. I will definitely attest to that. But for me, with Miley Cyrus, she's so talented as is that she should have never had to have like done that just to shed her Disney image. But I think her and Disney were at odds. I've watched a lot of like behind the scenes stuff. Let's see. Someone said, oh wait, hold on. It said, but Miley is musical royalty. They love Billy Ray Cyrus. I did not know that Billy Ray Cyrus only had one hit. I learned that like this year. I'm thinking like her dad was some type of big country star all this time, and I didn't know that he had what achy breaky heart, something like that. I didn't know. I thought like he had hella songs that everybody knew. I didn't know that he really only had like one major song that people knew, and then he became this and that. And I mean, Old Town Road, but that's like newer. Someone said I lost interest for Miley when it was said and done. When it was all said and done, she said it was too hard to be black and just stopped rapping to go back to her country or whatever. Exactly. Like, what, girl? So stupid. Someone said, I feel like Chloe is taking notes from Miley. Miley is one of the few child stars that made it successfully into adulthood. She is. In terms of like music too, like you can say like Selena Gomez. I love Selena Gomez. Even I guess Ariana Grande as well. I never talk about these girls, so I'm happy to talk about this side. Let's leave the other stuff alone. But I like Ariana Grande's music. I like Selena Gomez as well. I think it took a while for me to see that Selena Gomez was like a real artist. I'd never, let me not say a while. It took a while, but it's not like I'm just realizing this. It's just like in high school, I really only saw her as actress. That when she started putting out music, I was like kind of a little slow to get into. I'm like, oh, well, I like this. I like this. Whereas Ariana Grande, I really liked her voice. And I know she used to have a thing between her and Mariah Carey or whomever, but Ariana Grande is a great artist too. She's just a questionable individual. But Miley Cyrus to me just takes the cake because I feel like Miley was actually like funny. I like her voice, everything. But yeah, I think right now Chloe, she's doing what Miley was doing. I guess she's a little bit more, in a sense, palatable because she can be sexy in this vibe, being that she's black, number one. She has the body, number two, and she's appealing to a certain artist, number three. But I guess it's just not working for some people. Like me, I could care less. You know what I'm saying? I could really care less. The girls, this is my peer we're talking about. But I do see what people are saying. Like I do agree with some of the narratives as well. What else we got on here? Y'all are showing a lot of love today. Someone said, Chioma, my lover. Love you too. Chioma, you looking nutritious and full of fiber. I am, baby. I've been eating real good. I've been eating salmon and trout this week. So thank you for that. Let me kind of scroll down. And then we scroll up a little bit. Scroll down too far. Someone said, nah, Hannah Montana had the whole trying our black music. Remember when that video, How I Spoke My J's on, she stopped being black and then went white again. Exactly. But everybody has their moments. Exactly. Someone said, I was in high school when Bangers dropped. It was definitely a vibe, and I can still go back and listen to now. Yeah. I still listen to him. You know what I'm saying? I was in the gym yesterday talking about some, saw you over there. I didn't mean to stare, but my mind was everywhere. I want to know you. What's the damn lyrics? That was my song. Dang, what happened to this song? Oh, where we at? This is my song. There's a mark above your eye. You got it in July. Fighting for your sister's reputation. You remember people's names and Valentine's are lame, so you bring me flowers just for no occasion. Oh, That was my song. I want to go there where you go. I want to find out what you know. And maybe someday down the road, sit back and say to myself, yeah, I thought so. That was my fucking song. As well as like the actual like Hannah Montana soundtrack from the show. Man, I played the Hannah Montana game. Do they even have that on Apple Music? Because I will literally download the whole thing. I literally will. And revive my childhood. Cheetah Girls too. I got Cheetah Girls on here. At least the ones that's on Apple Music. But yes, I got Nerve. Nobody's perfect. Who said you can't be? I said. Like all of those songs, bangers. Love the songs. But anyway, let's keep going. Someone said I missed high school. Like literally, I feel like we literally had a time. Like I low-key feel bad for the kids now because like you going to school and yeah, the songs is popping because the beats is going hard, but like the songs is straight garbage for real. Like I don't know, whatever. Whatever. I don't even remember the other topic that I said I was going to talk about, so let me go and find it. I know it was Sexy Red. Okay, so American Entitlement. That was the second thing I wanted to transition to. So there was an article. Where is it? Again, I should have StreamYard. I downloaded it and got it and everything and just never learned how to use it. But next time I promise, because I already did the whole thing to make sure I know to use it moving forward. Boom. Okay. So recently they had the world championship for not only gymnastics, but track. Shout out to all the Black athletes. Okay. Simone Biles is a world champion. This is her 8th time. She did a phenomenal job. I keep up with gymnastics. I keep up with NCAA gymnastics. You wouldn't think that though, but I do. But in terms of this professional level, Simone did her thing. We knew she was going to do her thing. I can't wait to see her at the Olympics. And then on the track side, we had Sha'Carri Richardson. She showed out. I like Sha'Carri's rebrand. I was listening to one of her interviews, and it's like she went through media training. She speaks way clearer. She's very polite when I was listening to what I was listening to. And then athletically, she did really well. I know she was first in the women's 100 meter. She got second or third in the 200 meter. The USA team won first in the relay, the 4x1. And I don't think she was in the 4x4. No, she's not a 4x4. She's a sprinter. I think those were her 3 main races. But anyway, so on the men's side, you have Noah Lyles, and Noah Lyles pretty much dominated as well. But he did a press conference and he was talking about how he said Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, Drake, and more react to Noah Lyles' comments after he shares his thoughts on NBA players calling themselves world champions. So it was on the Shade Room and it said, track and field star Noah Lyles caused a reaction from quite a few people when he recently spoke about how hard it is to win a world title in track and field and mentioned NBA players calling themselves world champions. He said, you know what hurts me the most is that I have to watch the NBA finals and they have world champion on their head. World champion of what? The United States? And it says Lyles' comments triggered a reaction from some of the NBA's biggest stars, including Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, PJ Tucker, and even a few OGs. Hashtag Drake. Drake also shared his thoughts on Lyles' comments. And then Drake had said something. And the reason why I call this American entitlement is because I do feel like, honestly, as Americans, regardless of your race and regardless if you're even an immigrant, I feel like Americans do have this like entitlement embedded into being an American. Americans, we think we're the best country, and there's so many like different things in which we fall short. Just starting off with education, health. Americans have the most obesity out of any other country. Yeah, because we eat processed McDonald's and stuff like that. And you have a McDonald's. I think there was a statistic that said there is a McDonald's within a maybe 3 to 5 mile radius in every inch of this country. You can literally drive to a McDonald's. You can probably get on a highway and any interstate and probably pass 100 McDonald's for all I know. So anyway, the entitlement that I feel like is embedded in America comes from this idea of patriotism. And I feel like patriotism was created by Americans. And I get being patriotic and being proud to be a part of, to be an American or whatever country. I get that aspect because, I mean, everybody has patriotism in them. But I do think for whatever reason, we think we're the only thing that exists when there's hundreds of other countries outside of here. So I do understand where Noah Lyles was coming from, because track athletes, these gymnasts, and most of these really like niche sports, like sports that are not like hugely popular, they compete on a world level. When they go to meets, Noah's not running against 8 other Americans at a world champion. No, he's running against the Jamaicans, who are fast as hell. He's running against maybe some Nigerians, for all I know. He's running against the French, Swedish, all these different places. And then you're still faster than them, which does essentially make you the best in the world. However, and we talked about this back in the beginning of this year when we had the Super Bowl, football, NFL Super Bowl, Americans will call something a world championship, even though the only contenders are American. Where do they do that at? Why? So there was a comment on the Shade Room. Somebody ended up saying, okay, but is he lying? Track is a team, but individual sport. As a former D1 athlete of track and field, do you know how hard it is to win at such a high level of competition, of training? It's literally you against the world. So not too much on my boy, because he said nothing wrong. Not to mention track and field is one of the most underpaid sports in athletics, so please be for real. And someone else said, excuse me, I'm sorry, the argument of the NBA is filled with athletes from all over the world really doesn't move us who agree with Noah, because majority of NBA players are American, with only about 20% of players being foreign to the US. Not only that, but they are not representing their countries. They are representing their teams, which are located in the United States, for the National Basketball Association. And then someone else said, y'all are missing the point on purpose. Nobody is saying that you're not a champion. Why do I keep doing that? / can't call yourself one. You're simply not a world champion unless you've competed at a worldwide level, and shouldn't refer to yourself as one. NBA finals are finals held in the USA versus other USA-based teams. The Olympics is a worldwide competition. He could have just worded it differently. And then one last comment said, whoops. NBA stands for National Basketball Association, not International Basketball Association. Maybe the wording and timing was wrong, but the NBA champions are not world champions. They are American basketball champions. I understand Toronto is also involved in the NBA, and that's only because they are an hour flight from New York. Toronto is pretty much America, which I'm going to Toronto next year in June. I can't wait to go. If you're in Toronto, please let me know the spots, because I'm going to be there. But yeah, I feel like personally, that entitlement that America has to feel that world champion, how do I say it? Being a world champion is something that an American association can claim. I think that title isn't fair. So like I said, back in February, when it was the Super Bowl, my team lost, but we're going to get them this year. My Eagles coming back. We back, baby. I need to get me some Eagles gear. I saw the parade today. I wish I could go. But yeah, so the Eagles lost to the Chiefs. Sorry, I almost said a whole different team. Shut up, Chopper. But yeah, so the Eagles lost to the Chiefs, and then when the Chiefs won, they were well, you guys are now world champions. And it's just like, how are you world champions when this game is only played in America? And then I do see the argument of, okay, well, these are going to be the best athletes in America, so they're probably the best in the world. But essentially, if the competition doesn't have contestants and contenders from different denominations of the world, you can't call it a world champion. And I feel like for the NBA players, I don't remember all of them that said something. Honestly, I do not know all these people. I do not watch basketball. PJ Tucker, not sure who that is, but he said, I can't make this ish up. Draymond Green, I know Draymond Green, he said, when being smart goes wrong. Aaron Gordon said, whatever, I'm smoking buddy in the 200 meter. And then Kevin Durant said, somebody help this brother. Udonis Haslam said, big fan, but gone with that BS, bruh. Suck a shit. And then Drake said he thought this speech was going to be so hard in the mirror the night before. Now the whole league doesn't rate you. But my thing is, why are y'all coming down on this young man for saying the truth? Why do we have NBA players mad that someone is telling them you cannot call yourself a world champion until you've competed against the world? Because as an American, it's entitled mindset to think, oh, we're the best because all the best athletes and the biggest sports associations are here. So we're the best. I mean, probably, but guess what? The resources are here and these leagues were created here. If, let's just say China, if China decides to create their own NBA and their players are just as good as American players, which I'm pretty sure there are NBA talent-based players in every neck of this world, they just don't have the resources to be in the United States, then how do you consider yourself a world champion when you're competing against people that are in the same country as you? I don't care that the Toronto Raptors are a part of the NBA. They're one Canadian team. And like they said, Toronto is very much like America, apparently so. Like I said, I'm going there next summer. We're going to turn up. But someone said Drake is a pick me for these basketball players. Man, Drake is a basketball groupie more than the girls. You know what I'm saying? The video I did yesterday on Brittany Renner, I was asking y'all, how do these girls even meet these NBA players? Because it was confusing me. So like I said, in college, I worked in college sports. So the professional athletes that I know, I met them while I was in college as a student. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think I've ever met a professional athlete just like out and about, not even at a club. Yeah, no, I have never. So I'm trying to figure out, like, how do y'all girls meet these guys? Because I don't think professional athletes are that accessible. I mean, at least not in my opinion, unless you know them. But that I was saying, Drake is definitely a groupie for the basketball players. We all know that. Drake inserting himself is hilarious. Y'all funny as hell. Someone said, I get not wanting to inform yourself of what's not in your local or national proximity. However, the ignorance of all sorts of issues across the world and regarding sports, the world's pro leagues. Good. And I also think that with sports is something that's meant to be international, because didn't sports essentially start in like the Greek, not ancient Greece, or I guess it is ancient Greece. Yeah, ancient Greece. That's what I meant to say. Ancient Greece, right? The whole like gladiator concept, the big arenas with thousands of people, that all started there, and then kind of, you know, every other country kind of piggybacked off of that. But that to the fact that athleticism is kind of like or sports is kind of like an international language, where yeah, this basketball star from Ghana and this basketball star from Mexico can come play in the United States and just be really good at whatever they do, because it's an international language. You don't have to be in US or Spain or Finland or UK to be good at a sport. You're just going to be good at it. Now, the leagues that you can compete in, yeah, they're going to be territorial. The NBA just so happens to be the biggest, the most watched, the most popular, and the most lucrative. But that doesn't mean that there aren't athletes that can't go one-on-one with Draymond Green, you know what I'm saying? Or go one-on-one with any of them people in the comments. Drake, you can't even go one-on-one with these dudes. So why are you talking? Why did Drake say anything? You're not an athlete. So, yeah, I don't know what y'all's opinion is on that, but I just kind of feel like that's that part of, I feel like, honestly, I mean, I was born and raised in America. I feel like part of being an American is entitlement, just as is. Then when you break it down into different sectors such as race and class, that's like a whole different thing. But the reason why, honestly, white Americans have entitlement is because it's very American to be entitled, just being real. And then I think a lot of Americans, in my opinion, they don't really travel. I feel like other countries, whether it's UK or Spain, or European countries, people are more, what's the word? People are more, I guess, simply said, people are more inclined to travel. And if they can afford it, they will. Whereas I feel like America thinks that this is the best it can be. So I'm going to just be here. When people tell me, like, oh, we're going to Mexico and we're going to Cancun, we're going to the Bahamas, we're going to Bimini, Bahamas, like all these different places. Y'all don't travel to Africa. I've never, not one of my Black American friends have ever gone to Africa. Why is that? Because y'all don't see it as a place that you want to travel to, because you're already thinking that what is in America, or what is contingent in America, what is continuous, Mexico borders America. Those are places that you're comfortable going to, right? But you guys don't travel that much to know that there is life out there. There are people out there that are just as good or whatever, whether it's sports or whatever you want to measure it on, as the people that's here. And I'm saying this as somebody who was born and raised here. I'm not saying this with any type of anything other than I've been watching this all my life, and I've realized people don't get out enough to know what is out there. They think that this is it. And I get that's how America promotes themselves. And I will say there's different things where America does excel. Like, if we're being honest, I don't think any country wants to go to war with the United States. I don't think so. So like maybe our military front is up there, but I even heard, I was watching something the other day and it said that military enrollment is kind of lower than it's ever been in the United States. And I'm like, yeah, I can predict that, because nobody wants to go and represent this like that. I mean, obviously the benefits, I have friends that are in military, but it's just the entitlement in this country, if we're talking about relations, country relations, international relations, confuses the hell out of me, because it's like, bro, just because you are in a country that gives you a lot of rights and all these different things doesn't mean it's the best. There's things that America does excel in, but there's things that it doesn't as well. And I feel like to call yourself a national champion, or excuse me, a world champion on a national level, that's entitlement. That's entitlement. You worked hard, and yeah, you're probably the best of the best in the world, but until you've competed against the world, you can't say that. Now, there are like, for example, LeBron. I think LeBron has been in the Olympics maybe 2 or 3 times. I can't remember. That's a world champion. You know what I'm saying? You have an Olympic gold medal, you're a world champion. But that's like maybe what? 10, 15, I don't watch basketball, 10, 15 players out of the entire NBA. I don't know how many people are in the NBA. Again, I don't watch basketball, but yeah. So I don't know. It's just kind of, I just find it to be a kind of entitled. And I completely understand where Noah was coming from, because I did watch the races for the world championship, and you can tell like you have all these years of training. Not to say that basketball players don't, but you have all these years of training to compete against the best and the best in the world. If you take all of those players, right, in the NBA, and you tell them to compete against the best and the best of the world, but on some one-on-one, like, hey, who can go for the most 3-pointers? Who can go for the most assists? I don't know, I don't watch basketball, but who can go for the most, what is basketball even judged on? Most dunks, stuff like that. They're not all going to win at every category, because there are people out there that are just as good. So, yeah, it's that entitlement. Someone said Jake swear that he's a basketball player. I swear he think he in the NBA. He swear he a Raptor. You are not. Someone said, I always wanted to go to Africa, Egypt, Nigeria, South Africa, Rwanda. And, something that somebody told me is like, oh, but it's so expensive to go. Babe, this one that y'all guys are doing a $2,000 bag. Trust me, by the time you spend 2 bands, you can spend $2,000 and go to Ghana for sure, for way less than that. Like, yes, it's expensive, but if you really want to go, you'll go. Because I've seen people go to Mexico and all these different places and spend a lot of money on the resort, the flight, everything. And your money doesn't stretch. Your money will stretch longer in African countries. So yeah, the flight's going to cost. I'll give you that. But while you're there, you're not spending that much money. Let's see. What is the last thing I was going to get into? Oh, Keke Palmer, her baby daddy. This was brief. The only reason why I wanted to bring this up was because when it was trending, I didn't get to talk about it. What did I tell y'all? I told y'all that that whole thing was not worth breaking up your family over. And some of y'all was in the comments, oh, Chioma, if a man disrespects you, why would you stay with him? Because like I told you, they were both wrong. That's why they're together. See, I know I can be a little harsh, and I know that I can be like very fiery at the mouth. My mom used to tell me that my mouth is very sharp. You know, your mouth is sharp, is what she said. You have a very sharp mouth. But I don't be coming from a place of like malice. So when I saw that for Keke's 30th birthday, not only did she post some booty cheeks, she posted booty cheeks. The picture was cute. You know what I'm saying? It's not my speed, but it was cute. It was cute. Very creative. Whoops. Very creative direction that she went there. Oh my God, I swear, this one dude, he be trying to like talk to me. And it's just like, fine, boy, I will expose you. But anyway, where is it? Keke. So, you know what I'm saying? She posted her little booty cheeks, the little 30th birthday. She was looking sexy as hell. Posting herself. I wouldn't do this, but this was super creative. I thought it was like, wow, okay. And then there was a live stream with her and her baby daddy. And I was like, well, isn't that something? I knew for a fact there was no way that Keke Palmer and her baby daddy were really going to be done. I just knew it, especially when he came out a few weeks ago and said, I never said that we were, he basically said that he never made a statement because there was basically a rumor going around that they're no longer together. They're just working on their co-parenting. He wishes Keke the best. And he was like, wait, I never said that shit. And when he said that, this is before the live stream with him and Keke came out for her birthday. When he said that, I knew that they were still together. And I told y'all that in the video. I said, I don't think this is worth breaking up over. And some of y'all are like, I don't want to say that you're anti-men, even though that is what it gives. I had to learn to not be that way because I feel like in some of my original videos from back in the day, a lot of it was very like aggressive towards men, which I don't have a problem being. If we're going to call you out, I'm going to call you out. However, you have to really think about the logistics. Are you being fair about your statement? If you're going to say that her baby daddy is this, that, and the third, did you consider anything on the other side before you say something that's just going to be more anti-men? Because I will cut up on anybody. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. But for me, Keke Palmer knew that she was wrong. And y'all in this Jezebel spirit, not y'all in the chat, but people in this Jezebel spirit were so ready to go to war and say she should be able to wear what she wants and this, down, and third. Yes, as a single woman, wear whatever the hell you want. You see me right now? I'm looking thick right now. I'm looking double caked up right now. I'm wearing the hell I want. No man is gonna see this. I posted this on my Instagram today. I have some snaps up. Nobody's calling my phone to say, Chioma, why you wearing that tight outfit? Why you got your booty popping? Nobody's calling me to tell me that. Because, excuse me? We're not a thing. I don't have nobody on my line right now. I'm actually I lost all my hoes, right? But if I have a man and I know that my man isn't too fond of me wearing something, why is it that we are now at a point where some of y'all ladies are saying that, well, it doesn't matter what that man says? But then in the same breath, you want that man to consider all of your feelings about stuff. And I've been saying this like, okay, ladies, I get where y'all be coming from. And it's not really for me to speak in favor of men when I say this, but it's just for me to speak in favor of being fair. If you want somebody to consider your feelings, consider theirs, regardless if they're man, woman, whatever, black, white, indifferent, you have to consider theirs. So for me, when I saw the fact that the narrative was you're a mom, I knew it was, he should never said the you're a mom comment. If he would have just said, you're my girl, what did he say? It's the outfit though, right? And he said, you're a mom. He should have said, it's the outfit though, you're my girl. If he would have said, you're my girl and not you're a mom, he would have never got that backlash like that. He would have got backlash, but it would have never got that bad. But when you did the mom shaming, babe, you were wrong. You don't call out your girlfriend on social media, and you definitely don't shame her for being a mom. However, if he as a man, whether he's married or not, because he was talking about marriage, a whole bunch of bullshit, like nigga, you ain't married. But if he as a man in his relationship feels like he doesn't want his girl and certain stuff, if Keke wants to remain in that relationship, you respect that. And then vice versa. If if she feels as though, hey, I don't want you to post anything about a relationship online. I want us to have like a unified front, and you disrespect that, Keke has every right to feel a certain way. So I hit something. When I see that they were back together, it's because they were both wrong, like I said initially. And I could see both sides to it because right now, this, like I said, it's Jezebel spirit, but it's also this like not anti-men, but this independent woman thing is still a thing. Everybody always talks about this I'm a strong black independent woman trope that we now hate so much. But a lot of the commentary in regards to the things that men say about women, especially when we're talking about relationship dynamics, kind of stroke the brush on strong black independent woman, which I thought we were trying to get away from because it kind of made us seem like we were undeserving of not being stressed out or having a man or just, you know what I'm saying? It kind of made it seem like that. I don't really care for the whole strong black independent woman thing. Maybe strong, but not all the time, being real. But like we all know, it wasn't about what Keke had on. It was about the fact that you were with Usher. You know what I'm saying? If he should have said, you hung up on another man and you're my girl. If he would have said that, nobody would have dragged him. If he would have tweeted out, interesting, dot, 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 you're my girl. Or, dot, 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 you're my girl. Or, that's crazy because you're my girl. If he would have made it about the fact that their relationship was being disrespected and not try to do all this bullshit by making it about her wearing this outfit, even the Usher thing, I felt like, yeah, you can be mad about that. Like some of y'all were trying to say, well, if my man was on stage with Mariah Carey or Sexy Red or Nicki Minaj or Beyonce, I would, yeah. If you were at the concert with him, of course you're not going to say shit, right? Because y'all came together. But if your boyfriend is somebody popular, and you see them grinding up, touching up on somebody else that's popular, you ladies are telling me that you're gonna be shrugging your shoulder. Now, let me say this though. I think that's where the gender bias kind of comes into because I feel like us women are way more forgiving or lenient about those interactions with men and other women, right? I feel like there's a lot of girls that overlook a lot of things that their men do because I'm not going to say it's a woman thing to do that's irresponsible and not true, but it kind of is more frequent for a woman to overlook some unlikable behavior that their man is doing in regards to the opposite gender. Whereas for men, they stand on, bitch, if you even look at another nigga, I'm cutting you off. You know what I'm saying? That's how men are. Like if a man cheats or if a woman cheats on a man, relationship's over. If a man cheats on a woman, relationship has a chance. That's just how it is. Not saying that's just how it is because that's how it always happens, but that's just a lot of what we see. So give me 1 second. I think somebody's here. Just gotta make sure my door is open. All right, give me 1 second while I open my door. I'm coming. I'm coming. Alrighty. Sorry about that. My friend's about to come over, so we're gonna have to wrap this live pretty soon. But yeah. So the reason why I wanted to bring this up, long story short, is because I knew that the relationship wasn't over, and I felt that it was kind of irresponsible for women to encourage Keke to leave the relationship when there's literally a newborn baby. Um, if the relationship was abusive, physically, mentally, verbally, to that degree, then hell yeah, get the fuck, right? But I felt like the argument was nothing that a conversation couldn't fix, like nothing whatsoever. And what I didn't like about the whole narrative was that people just weren't being honest. Like both individuals were wrong. And they weren't wrong because I think they're wrong. They were wrong because I felt like what they both valued was disrespected. For Darius, he didn't want Keke to be grinding up on another man. It made him feel inferior. He has his right to feel that way. For Keke, she didn't want her relationship business put out on social media. She didn't want to be disrespected by her baby daddy. She verbally and publicly said this, and that's what happened. So I felt like it both kind of offset, and that's why I said this is nothing that a conversation, boundaries, and considering everything that they got going on can't fix. You know what I'm saying? Like literally can fix easy. So hey, I personally just kind of felt like, yeah, I told you so. I knew that wasn't going to be the reason why it was over, but I would still say tread lightly. I hope that things will be smooth sailing. They have a kid, but you know, these guys can be very unpredictable. Let me read some of y'all's comments and then I get up out of here. It's been, oh wow, almost 2 hours. Wow. Um sorry, let me scroll up. I know I missed some stuff. I had to go downstairs. Let's see. He not know how to communicate to his own woman on how he feels with her fit before she leaves the home? I mean, yeah, that's a good question. I just assumed that he didn't know that she was going to wear that. Maybe I'm wrong. Um, I don't think in any relationship I've ever been in, do I tell the nigga what I'm going to wear? Unless no, I guess it just depends on the guy. In some cases, it's been like, hey, babe, this is what I'm about to wear. I remember one time I was trying to go to like a Halloween. This is a guy I was just talking to though. I was trying to go to a Halloween party. I wanted to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader because y'all know I love the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. But the shorts, honey, the shorts and this butt that I have was not working. So I got on FaceTime. I'm like, is this cool? This man said, Chioma, don't even disrespect me like that. and that was that. So I do think like that community, and maybe that's something they talked about, like upping the communication factor, making sure that their communication is way more distinct, making sure that they do have that boundary there about what is appropriate to the both of them. I mean, relationship is going to be a compromise regardless, so you're going to have to work it out. Let's see. Someone said he would have because people will say she's your girl, not your wife. Well, that just goes to show that people have a lack of respect for relationships, because if being married is where you guys are going to start to be respectful and considerate, then y'all shouldn't be getting into relationships, period. Because a boyfriend and girlfriend is a relationship. Y'all should be able to respect your man and he should be able to respect you. That's just what it is. Someone said he should have just kept it at it's the outfit though. Leaves a lot to interpretation and speculation while still being cryptic. Yeah, I definitely agree. If he would have just said that, would have been cool. Someone who said he should have just texted her. No, for real. For real. Someone said I don't even think they ever broke up. I really feel like they just probably had a few days where I'm gonna unfollow you, you're blocked, and we'll try again next week. Because me and my ex used to do the same thing. Yeah, this weekend you're blocked, we'll try again next week. Someone said they don't treat each other traditionally, because they ain't. She got knocked up, they ain't even married. Yeah, and that was another thing that I was just like kind of annoyed with, because Keke herself is not in a traditional situation. So I don't know why he was talking about man of household and wife and stuff. Like, you didn't marry this girl before you knocked her up. So what are you talking about? However, the fans gave Keke so much excuses for being a baby mama that the fact that, yes, I see where people was coming from, like, okay, we're just going off of what he said in this situation. But my thing was, no, you cannot come now and say, why didn't you marry Keke? No, Keke didn't require that for herself. So ask Keke why she's not married, in my opinion, because she didn't require that for herself. See, sometimes y'all are offloading accountability onto men that you should have taken for yourself. It's your womb, it's your poom poom. You can't put that onto somebody. If you let somebody get you pregnant, it takes two. Y'all are both accountable. It can never just be one. So someone said her outfit wasn't bad. I think dancing with Usher was the main issue. However, if he met Keke dressing like that, he should know who his woman is and not act surprised. I do think a lot of guys, though, they'll like a girl that's sexy, or like they like that she's dressed a certain way, but then when they get her, they kind of aren't fond of it. Like, that's happened to me before. Not that I used to dress like super sexy, but like, oh, I know that you do this, I like that you do this, but now that I'm actually dealing with you, I don't want you doing those things because I was attracted to that, and I don't want another man to be attracted to it. That's kind of the thought process, I think, for some guys. Sorry, y'all. Just gotta make sure I get these tags out. Someone said, I agree and disagree. I agree that Keke should listen to him because she was in a relationship, but I disagree because Keke is young and she looks good. It came off as him being insecure. He was definitely insecure. However, I don't think being young and looking good means that you disregard the boundaries within your relationship. Because if that's the case, be single. You know what I'm saying? If you can tell me, oh, I'm young and looking good, but my man don't like this, then that's not the man for you, right? So be single. It's not anything wrong with you. It's something wrong with that man. But if your man is insecure and jealous of the way how you look, shouldn't be with that man, right? So she have every opportunity to say, oh, that's how he's gonna be. I'm done with it. But it's a reason why Keke's still there. We don't know the reason. It could be the baby, it could be the love. There's a reason why they're still together. I personally feel like it's because if she would have left him, it probably would have caused more nonsense moving forward. And I feel like she didn't want him to feel like he got off or got over, because we all know that she completely upped his entire life. Someone said Keke had everybody pissed at her man just to stay with him. This is why y'all shouldn't get so emotional about other people's relationship. For real. Yeah. So let me read some of y'all last comments here. Someone said, not to mention he was probably at home with their newborn at the time she was grinding up on Usher. Child, any woman would have had a heart attack in his shoes. Hey, if I'm at home with the baby, our newborn baby, and I see my man at the Sexy Red concert and she's twerking on him, and my man just so happens to be, we were just talking about NBA. My man just so happens to be an NBA player that people know him and people know that we go together. And I'm at home with the baby and he's at a concert twerking with Sexy Red. I'm gonna feel a type of way. I don't know why some of y'all was lying. Oh, I don't care if my man was getting head from Suki Hana. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Even if it's not like a big deal, to us, it comes to a point within the interaction where you're like, it's a little bit more than friendly, you know? Someone said this is the type of argument that ends in because I love you. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's that. But yeah, I kind of want to, someone said that baby and a newborn. The baby was born in May though. May, June, July, August. September is today. The baby is about 3 months, I think. Was the baby born in May or February? When did Keke Palmer have her baby? Oh, February. Okay, so March, April, May, June, July, August. Look, I don't know nothing about babies. I don't know at what point they're newborns, and then the next, I don't know. So at this point, the baby was about 4 or 5 months when this happened. So I don't know if 4 or 5 months is newborn. Y'all can let me know. Side note, I was thinking about, I rewatched my Brittany Renner video that I posted yesterday, and she was talking about second degree vaginal tear. I just want to say shout out to all the moms that's watching. I ain't ready for that. I can't even believe that that's a thing. I didn't even know it was possible to tear down there until like a few years ago, like in college. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, shout out to all the moms that's in the building because whoo, y'all are so brave. I don't know. I guess it's for your seed. It is what it is, but I ain't there yet. I'll tell you that. Um, what do you think of the man who left his kid and then asked for full custody? Oh well, he got his karma. You left your kid 30 days after the baby was born, and then you went and tried to get full custody, and your ex-wife didn't argue it. So now you have full custody because you were trying to be petty. And now you're mad because your ex-wife essentially said, all right, you want full custody? I'll give you full custody. So now you have full custody of a baby. You don't have joint custody. You're solely responsible. And I believe if you have full custody, there's really no child support involved. Sounds like you got what you deserved. Sounds like you got what you deserved. Someone said I had a C-section. They're worth it. Someone said it was scary, girl. I was dreading my delivery day. Someone said I had a second-degree tear. Yeah, shout out to the mommies in here because I personally can't do that for a man that's just a boyfriend for me because it just, just the thought of it. But I've never been, any single time I think of like medical stuff, like it just makes me go, oh, I can't do it. He left for 8 months. Oh, he left when she was 8 months. Oh, even worse. Left when she was 8 months pregnant. Yeah, you got what you deserve. So go ahead and take care of that baby. Someone said, how bad is a second degree tear? Please don't answer that because I don't even want to know. I'm just playing. I was terrified, but went natural, no tears. I did everything to make it easier. But what did you do? What makes it easier? One day I'm going to be a mommy vlogger, I swear. I can see myself doing it, but I don't think I'll post my kids, at least not right away. Because I work on social media. I don't think that, I don't think if you're a no, like if you have any type of social media virality, I wouldn't post your kids. This is a sick place. Yeah. But I have about 4 minutes left, so I kind of wanted to just wrap up. So I'm gonna say it's the last part of this conversation about to be about how to give birth. Because someone said okra water helps with the ease of vaginal birth. I'll be writing this down. My baby was 4 pounds, so I didn't have a tear. I was dreading delivery because it was my first. Okay, so does it get better with the second kid? Because you know what to expect, or your body's more like accustomed? Because I want to have 4 babies, so I don't know. But for me, if there's any complications, I'm stopping. But that's just what I think I want. We'll see what happens when it actually comes there. And I was thinking the other day, like I feel like I want to be married by 30, which is in 4 years. I want to have my first baby by 32, which is in 6 years. I plan on having kids in 30s. That's my goal for myself. But someone said thoughts on completely killing old habits and recreating yourself entirely. Is 28 years old too late? Absolutely not. I honestly am on a new reverge of myself right now. I said resurge of myself right now. At 26, I feel like it's never ever too late. Never. Honestly, sometimes when you do it when you are, I think at this age, like, okay, I'm still technically mid 20s. I guess early 20s is 20, 21, 22, 23. Then you got 24, 25, 26, mid 20s. Then 27, 28, 29, late 20s. So I'm still technically mid 20s, right? But I feel like this is the perfect time because your 20s is about that learning that when you're at the end of your 20s, that's probably the best time to really revive yourself and kind of recreate yourself. Someone said depends. I had twins my second pregnancy and woo. Yeah, see, that's another thing. Twins. Oh my God. Someone said I could see you having twins. Fun fact, there was this dude in college. I thought he was so fine. And he was a twin. And I kept telling myself, well, I'm gonna get with him. We're gonna have twins. I could it was so delusional. This is like sophomore year. But yeah. We'll see if that happens. Someone said, me too. I want 4 kids. When you have one, it's so much joy. My fiance, on the other hand. Yeah, I definitely can see myself having a bunch of kids. Only because I feel like I want to be able to teach them things I didn't know, you know? Someone said 4 babies in this current inflation is wild. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I saw something the other day and it was talking about like the difference between, I think it was like 19. Oh, I saved it on my Instagram. It was talking about inflation. I know I sent it to my mom and I thought I saved it, but I guess I didn't save it. No. Wish I had StreamYard so I can show y'all. But it was about inflation. It was just talking about how, like, basically, if you're a Gen Z or a millennial, that we're basically getting effed over because it's like completely almost impossible to live a life of financial comfortability and stability with where we're at now. I could have sworn I saved it. I don't know what happened to it. Anyway, but yeah, it was talking about that. So I don't know about the 4 kids, but I plan on marrying up. So we shall see. I'm 25. I plan on having kids in my 30s too. My mom had me at 33. Yeah, my mom had me at 33. So, or if not 34. So for me, I still got time. Look. Someone said in your 20s, enjoy your life. If you want kids, wait until your 30s. I've been in the house all my life. I don't think I'll be ready until I'm 40. Someone said, I want kids late 20s, early 30s. The last thing I want to say is, do y'all feel, if you're in your 20s right now, especially if you're in your mid or late 20s, do y'all feel that people around you make you feel like you should fear being 30? Because I have a friend and she always talks about like, oh, if I'm not married and have 2 kids by 30, I'm a failure. And I'm just like, what is the rush? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like sometimes she'd be like, projecting that, and I'm like, no, babe, like you're good, you're doing good, like there's no rush. But I think it's because kind of like the social media thing is we see a lot of girls that are popular that are in their 20s, I guess you can say, they have kids like the rapper baby mamas and all these different girls. And then people that are also 20 feel like, well, I'm not doing enough, or in their 20s feel like I'm not doing enough, I should have like a fiance, a husband, and 1 kid, 2 kids by the time I'm 30. And I start thinking like, my brother is 31. He's not even married. You know what I'm saying? My mom had me at like 33, 34. I don't know what people are rushing for, but do y'all feel like, I don't know, that if you're in your 20s right now, do y'all feel that there's people also in their 20s that kind of make you fear being 30 plus? I find it to be so weird. Like, I thought life would get better in your third. I feel like 30s really seems to be like 30 to 39 kind of, to me, is like 20 to 29, but with like a better head on your shoulders. That's from one of my research, because I've researched all these random things. But I don't know. I feel like that's just what it is. It's redoing that young aspect of your life with just way better mindset, way better confidence, way better I guess assurance, as well as like the stability. Most people, when you're in your 30s, now you're in your careers and you've been through a lot of trial and error. You've been promoted in your job. You've been working at your business for a while. I don't know. It seems like it's just a bit. I look forward to that era, because this era, baby, this 20s, I don't know, man. It's cool, but it's a struggle, though. See me see trouble. Anyway, so I want to just kind of wrap up, y'all. Thank you guys for coming out to this live tonight. That's how I'm coming out. Y'all ain't going nowhere. I'm in the house too. Someone said Asian doll advice: stop rap at 30 and begin. Oh yeah, Asian doll said something about you 30 and still rapping. I'm thinking in my head, Cardi B is 31, she's 30, she's rapping. JT is 30, she's rapping. Saweetie just turned 30, she's still a rapper. Like, what do you mean? Asian doll is older than me. So I'm like, what are you saying, sis? Like, what you mean you're 30s and you're still rapping? Bitch, you about to be 30 in 4 years, and I'm sure you're still gonna be putting out music. Like, what are you saying? Someone said, I'm African, and the fact that I'm 26, no kids, not thinking about marriage yet, is like a big crime. Yeah, I will say that in this African culture, the pressure from the aunties about where's your man, where's your man, where's your man, is crazy. And my brother warned me. My brother is 5 years older than me. And my brother was like, wait, when you graduate college, they're going to be on your ass. I'm like, man, they ain't going to do that to me. As soon as I was done with school and as soon as the pandemic let up, bro, they've been on my ass. I'm like, then bring the dudes. Like, bring me like line up 4 dudes so I can, you know what I'm saying? But they just want to talk. The aunties just open their mouth. No sense. Someone said Chioma is a flexi rod set. Nah, this was a wand curl. I'm probably gonna put flexi rods in tonight to try to keep it like this. Yeah, some of the Caribbeans too, like Latina. Yeah, I feel like it's all of it. But the Caribbeans, Africans, like it's like a pressure. I don't get it. I don't get it. But hey, don't rush anything because you don't want to rush and it ends up being a bad situation because you let other people's opinions get to you. Just do what's right for your path. Be smart, be safe, and try to make the right choice. That is it, y'all. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. I'm kind of 4 minutes over now. So I hope you guys appreciated this live. We had a great conversation. Enjoy your Friday night. Enjoy your holiday weekend. I know most of y'all ain't going back to work until Tuesday if you're in the States. So enjoy your holiday weekend if you're in the States. And I will see you guys in my next one. Oh, and don't forget to stream my song, Let's Go. Go watch the video if you haven't already. New music will be on the way. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Bye.